गुड मॉर्निंग विद्यार्थी मित्र हो. आपण बायोलॉजीमधील झूलॉजी सेक्शनमधला ह्यूमन फिजिओलॉजी हे युनिट नीट पॉईंट ऑफ व्ह्यू डिस्कस करतो आहोत. मागील लेक्चर्समध्ये आपण एक टॉपिक कंप्लीट केलेला आहे, डायजेशन अँड ॲब्सॉर्प्शन फ्रॉम नीट पॉईंट ऑफ व्ह्यू. आज आपण सुरू करतो आहोत सेकंड चॅप्टर, दॅट इज लोकोमोशन अँड मूवमेंट, जो स्टेट बोर्डच्या सिलेबसमध्ये मेन्शन केलेला ॲज स्केलेटन अँड मूवमेंट. जर आपण नीटला त्याचं वेटेज पाहिलं तर नीट एक्झाममध्ये त्याचं वेटेज आहे 2 MCQs. 2 MCQs या टॉपिकवरती विचारले जातील आणि ते 2 MCQs, एक MCQs हा मीडियम लेवलला आणि एक MCQs हा डिफिकल्ट लेवलला असे विचारले जातात. या टॉपिकमध्ये आपल्याला नीट पॉईंट ऑफ व्ह्यू कॉन्सन्ट्रेट करायचं आहे, ज्याच्यामध्ये पहिल्यांदा आपण टाइप्स ऑफ मूवमेंट्स डिस्कस करणार आहोत. देन इन डिटेल आपण स्केलेटल मसल्स डिस्कस करणार आहोत. देन स्केलेटल सिस्टीम, एंटायर 206 बोन्स प्रेझेंट इन ह्यूमन बीइंग वी वॉन्ट टू डिस्कस इन स्केलेटल सिस्टीम अँड इट्स फंक्शन. Next we want to focus on the joints. Joints, different types of joints, their number and their characteristic features we want to study in this joint. And in last bit, disorders of muscular and skeletal system. Muscular and skeletal system regarding disorder आपल्याला स्टडी करायचे आहेत. 4 to 5 disorders in brief we want to focus, like myasthenia gravis, osteoporosis, tetany, like disorders we want to discuss. Now start with this topic, that is locomotion and movement. You know that movement is the basic characteristic feature of animals. Basic characteristic feature of animals or living things, that is the movement. But when we focus on this movement, movements are broadly divided into two types, that is restricted movement and locomotion. Restricted movement means the movement shown by the different organs or part of the body where position remains fixed, while in the locomotory movements the position gets changed. That's why in simple word, locomotion is nothing but the change in the locus of whole body of living organism from one place to another place. So the change in locus of whole body of living organism from one place to another place is called locomotion. Or in simple word, locomotion is the displacement of an organism from one place to another place. So locomotion is a displacement of an organism from one place to another place. So this locomotion is carried by for different purposes. For example, in search of food, for getting the food, the animal shows the locomotion. For obtaining the shelter, for searching the shelter, then for mating purpose, to meet with the partner, they shows the movement or locomotion. Then selection of breeding ground, where they can take the nourishment of the young ones. If egg laying animals, they select the suitable site for the egg laying. And escape from the enemy. So from this, due to this locomotion, animals can make their survive or escape from the enemies. So basically when we focus on the movements, these are the restricted movement and locomotion. Restricted movement in human body is of internal or external, and it is carried by the different muscles, that is smooth muscles, skeletal muscle and cardiac muscles. Smooth muscles means the peristaltic movement shown by the alimentary canal, reproductive organs. It is the movement carried by the smooth muscles, while the contraction and relaxation of cardiac muscles or the myocardium of heart, it is done by the cardiac muscles, while the movement of the limbs or movement of the animal or human being from one place to another place is carried by skeletal muscles. So restricted movement is carried by the 3 different type of muscles, while locomotory movements observed are of different types in animals or in human body. First concentrate on the amoeboid movement. This amoeboid movement peculiarity, it is observed in amoeba. So in amoeba, movement is carried with the help of pseudopodia, so it is the amoeboid movement. But in human body, if we observe, then movement of WBCs means it is leukocytes. So leukocytes also can move from one place to another place with the help with the help of pseudopodial, so it is termed as the amoeboid movement. So amoeboid movement in human being regarding WBCs or leukocyte. Then ciliary movement we can observe, most important it is in paramecium. In paramecium the movement is occurs with the help of cilia, but in our body this ciliary movement shown in trachea, and it is fallopian tube of female reproductive system, and trachea lined by cilia which push the material forward, so it shows the ciliary movement. Now whirling movement, or it is also termed as a flagellated movement because it is carried by flagella, and this whirling movement or flagellated movement observed in euglena, it is the example of protozoan, while in human being it is associated with, that is the movement shown by the sperms, it is a whirling movement, also termed as a flagellated movement, while muscular movement in large number of animals we can observe the muscular movement. For example, mainly in vertebrates we can observe this muscular movement, and good example of this, it is the human being. So in this topic we want to focus on this movement, it is muscular movement associated with the human being. So locomotory movements are of 4 types, that is amoeboid movement, ciliary movement, whirling movement, and the muscular movement. We want to go in details of muscular movement in this topic. So this is the basic concept of the movement. So muscular movement brings the locomotion, and in this locomotion different components are involved. The first component of locomotion, that is the bones in the act of locomotion acts as a lever. Second, that is the skeletal muscles. These skeletal muscles apply the pulling force brings the movement of the bones, while the joints acts as a fulcrum where 2 or more bones are connected with each other. This place is termed as a joint. So the components of the locomotory movement in human, that is bones, skeletal muscles and joints. We want to go in details of each aspect, that is the details of bones, details of skeletal muscle and details of joint. Now we want to focus on the first component of the locomotion in human being, that is the skeletal system or bones. The branch of biology which deals with the study of all aspects of bone is termed as osteology. The process of formation of bones is termed as osteogenesis. Now what is bone? Bones are the supporting connective tissue with hard and firm matrix. We have studied it in these points into the topic, that is study of animal tissue. So bones are the supporting connective tissue, consist hard and firm matrix. That's why bone consists 2 components, that is the matrix and bone cells. When we focus on the matrix present in the bone, it is hard, solid, calcified, and it is called as ossein. So matrix of bone is termed as ossein. It is hard, solid and calcified. These ossein consists 2 components, that is organic component and the inorganic component. That organic component, that is the collagen protein, while inorganic component, that is the salt like calcium phosphate, calcium oxalate. Generally these organic compound or organic substances provide flexibility to the bones, while inorganic component provide hardness to the bones. So hardness to the bone occurs due to the inorganic substances present in the matrix, while the flexibility to the bones occurs due to the collagen, and that's why we can observe the nature of the bones in childhood and in adulthood. When we focus on the bones of child, generally they are more flexible than the adult, because in child bone organic content, that is collagen, is 65%, while the inorganic content, that is salt, it is 35%. After attaining the skeletal age in adult, we can found the collagen content is 35%, while the inorganic salt content, it is about 65%. So adult bones are more hard, while the child bones are more flexible. Remember this point, that is the regarding matrix. Now bone cells. In the bones we can observe the three different type of cells, that is osteoblast, osteocytes and osteoclast. These osteoblasts are the main cells because they are involved in the process of osteogenesis, and these osteoblasts produces the matrix and the cell. So matrix and cells produced by the osteoblast. Main functional cells of bones, it is osteocytes. So osteocytes are the main functional cells of the bones, and these osteocytes always present in a fluid filled spaces, and these fluid filled spaces termed as lacunae. So osteocytes are the cells. So this is the star shaped osteocytes, and these osteocytes present in fluid filled space termed as a lacuna. So this is the lacuna, and these lacuna communicate with this neighboring lacuna with the help of canaliculi. So canaliculi are the short branches or processes arises from the lacunae, communicate with the neighboring lacunae. So this is the neighboring lacunae. It is maintained by canaliculi, component of the Haversian system. So osteocytes present in the lacunae, and these osteocytes are the main metabolic cells of the bones, while the third cells, that is osteoclast cells, these osteoclast cells are the phagocytic in nature because they engulf the excess material and gives proper shape to the bone. So in the bone we can observe three different type of cells, osteoblast, osteocytes and osteoclast. हा सर्व आस्पेक्ट जो आहे तुम्ही स्टडी ऑफ ॲनिमल टिश्यूमध्ये स्टडी केलेला आहे, पण हा बेस म्हणून नीटसाठी लक्षात ठेवणं खूप गरजेचं आहे. म्हणून हा टॉपिक सुरू करताना स्केलेटल सिस्टीममध्ये तो रिवाइज करा, म्हणजे बोन्स लगेच समजतात. ओके, नाव see here, this is the one simple bone which is present in upper arm termed as a humerus bone. When we focus on the humerus bone, it is a long bone, that's why it consists two component, that is the ends of bones termed as the epiphysis, while middle piece is termed as the diaphysis. You know that. Now at the center we can observe the nutrient foramen. If we take the sectional view of the bone, then bone consists centrally placed, there is presence of bone marrow cavity. At the center of long bone there is presence of bone marrow cavity. This bone marrow cavity filled with a marrow, that is the yellow bone marrow and red bone marrow. Yellow bone marrow stores the fat, while red bone marrow involved in the process, that is hemopoiesis. Hemopoiesis is the process of formation of blood component, so it is termed as a hemopoiesis. So it is hemopoiesis. Now generally when we focus on this sectional view, we can observe internal lining of the marrow cavity is termed as the endosteum, while the outer covering of the bone is termed as a periosteum. So outer covering of the bone is termed as periosteum, while the inner lining of the bone marrow cavity is termed as a endosteum. And in between the endosteum and periosteum we can observe the structural and functional unit of bone, that is osteon or Haversian canal system. So Haversian canal system or osteon is the structural and functional unit, and this is present only in mammalian bone. It is most important part, that is Haversian canal system or osteon present in mammalian bones. In other vertebrates we cannot observe this Haversian system or osteon. Now these lamellae of this Haversian canal system are associated with the canal termed as a Haversian canal, and Haversian canal connected with each other by the Volkmann's canal, also termed as a nutritive canal, because it provides nourishment to the Haversian system or osteon. Now next, that is the different type of bones present in our body, like spongy bones or pneumatic bones, which consist the spongy nature at the center, which is mainly involved, means here it is consists the yellow bone marrow or red bone marrow. Then compact bone consists the solid, firm, calcified content, that's why it is termed as a compact bone. Some bones, length of some bones is the long, so it is termed as a long bone. Some bones are the short bone, it is the short in size, that's why shortest or smallest bone of body is the steps, while the longest bone of the body is the femur. While the sigmoid bone is which is made up by the ossification of tendon. It is made up by ossification of tendon. It does not consist the Haversian system. For example, patella bone. Patella bone, it is the sesamoid bone. So these are the different types of bones. We want to go in details of each and every bone. And lastly, that is the function of skeletal system or bones. When we focus on the functions, that is first, it gives proper shape to the body. Proper shape to the body is due to the bones. Then bones provide protection to the delicate organs. For example, brain is protected by cranium box, eyeball protected by the orbital cavity, heart is protected by the thoracic cavity. So it provides protection. Third, bones gives attachment surface to the skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles get attached with the bones with the help of tendons. Then bones are involved in the hemopoiesis. For example, red bone marrow involved in the formation of blood components, so it involved in the hemopoiesis. Bones stores the minerals and fats. Minerals and fats are stored. For example, calcium. Out of total calcium present in the body, 98% calcium present in the bone, while the 2% present in blood. While bones are helpful in the speech breathing process, bones are helpful in the speech and breathing process, because movement of the lower jaw is responsible for formation of speech, and breathing process, inhalation and exhalation, inspiration and expiration, due to the movement of ribs, thoracic ribs and sternum, etc. These are the important functions of skeletal system. Now we want to go into details of different bones present in human body. Now we want to focus on the details of bones, so or skeletal system. Before going into details of each and every bone, first memorize or focus on the flow chart of the skeletal system or bones present in the human body. These bones form the endoskeleton in our body. Bones and cartilage forms the endoskeleton, because skeleton, what is skeleton? Skeleton is the hard part of the body which protect and support the soft part of the body. What is the definition of skeleton? Skeleton is the hard part of the body which protect and support the soft part of the body. Skeleton are of two types, exoskeleton and endoskeleton. What is the difference between exoskeleton and endoskeleton? Exoskeleton means hard part which lies on the surface of the body, outside of the body. For example, nails, hair. In reptiles, in Pisces, scales. In reptiles there is the epidermal scale, while in the in reptiles it is dermal scale, while in Pisces it is epidermal scale. So these are the exoskeleton. In our body there is the nail and hairs are the exoskeleton, because they are lies on the surface, protect and support the soft part of the body, while the bone and cartilage are forms the endoskeleton which lies within the body. So bones are the endoskeleton. Total number of bones forms the skeletal system in human. It is 206 bones. These bones are present in adult, because number of bones at the beginning it is more than the 206, but at last it remains at the 206, because few bones fuse together with each other and form the single bone. Now entire human skeletal system or endoskeleton made up by two types of skeleton, that is axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Means human skeletal system made up by two types of skeleton, axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. The bone which forms the axis of the body, the bone which forms the axis of body, so it is termed as a axial skeleton. So it is axial skeleton. Axial skeleton is made up by 80 bones, and these 80 bones form several regions. First it is the skull bones. So up to here we can observe the skull. So here it is skull. Then there is a vertebral column. This is the vertebral column. While third, that is the thoracic cage. Thoracic cage is made up by thoracic ribs. That is the thoracic ribs, and this is the flat bone, that is the sternum. So this is the skull, vertebral column and thoracic cage. But along with that we can observe the ear ossicles. 3 ear ossicles present in each ear and one single bone, that is the head or tongue bone. So total 80 bones. Skull bones, 22 bones form the skull, 6 bones form the ear ossicle, 1 bone it is head bone, 26 bones form the vertebral column, while 25 bones form the thoracic cage. So total 80 bones form the axial skeleton. Why it is termed as the axial or axial skeleton? Because the bones which lies at the central part or the axis of the body, so it is termed as the axial skeleton. Means our axis or central part of our body is made up by these bones. So these bones form the axial skeleton, that is the skull bone, vertebral column bone and the thoracic cage bones. Now appendicular skeleton. Appendicular skeleton means bones which form the peripheral part of the body, so it is termed as a appendicular skeleton. Appendicular skeleton is made up by 2 type of bones, that is girdle bones and limb bones. Limb bones means the bones which is present in forelimbs and bones present in hind limb. हातामध्ये असणारे बोन्स म्हणून फोरलिम्ब बोन्स, पायामध्ये असणारे बोन्स म्हणजे हाइंड लिम्ब बोन्स. टोटल 120 bones present in forelimbs, means 2 forelimbs and 2 hind limbs. So while girdle, what is girdle? Girdle is the bony part which connect the limb bones with axial skeleton. Limb bones ना axial skeleton शी जोडणारे girdles असतात. Means forelimb bones connected with the axial skeleton by girdle, it is termed as a pectoral girdle. Which girdle? Pectoral girdle. While the hind limb bones get connected with axial skeleton by the girdle present, that is pelvic girdle, and this pelvic girdle is made up by 2 innominate bone, while pectoral girdle is made up by 2 bone, scapula and clavicle. Scapula and clavicle. While when we focus on the forelimbs, forelimbs have several regions where we observe different type of bones like humerus, radius ulna, carpels bone, metacarpals bones, phalanges. While in hind limbs there are femur bone, patella bone, tibia fibula bone, tarsals bone, metatarsals bones and phalanges. These are the different type of bones. So before going in details of the each bone, by heart this flow chart or this is the table of the bones present in the human being. Okay, now we want to focus on the details of bones. Now first concentrate on the axial skeleton. This axial skeleton is made up by 80 bones, These 80 bones lies at the central part of the body, so it forms the axial skeleton. You know that axial skeleton is made up by 4 different types of bone: skull bones, ear ossicle bones, head bones. So these are the 3 different types of bones present in the skulls. This skull bone forms the total 22 bones, and these 22 bones form the 2 type of bones, that is cranium bone and facial bones. The cranium bones which protect the brain, so it is termed as a brain box or cranium, while facial bones form the face of the human being, so these are the facial bones. These cranium bones are 8, while facial bones are the 14. Generally these cranium bones and facial bones are of 2 types, that is paired and unpaired. That is 2 types, that is paired and unpaired. Few bones are present in pair while few are present singly. So in cranium, out of 8 bones, 2 are paired, parietal and temporal, while 4 are unpaired, frontal, occipital, ethmoid and sphenoid. While in facial bones, 14 bones, 2 are unpaired, mandible and humor, while the paired lacrimal, nasal, inferior nasal conchae, zygomatic, maxillary and palatine. Now concentrate on this diagram. Now these skull bones, 22 skull bones. Generally these skull bones are of 2 types, that is cranium bones and the facial bones. These get separated from this ridge, it is termed as a supraorbital ridge. Supraorbital ridge. भोया ज्या आहेत, ही जी रीज आहे ही सुप्राऑर्बिटल रीज. या रीजच्या वरचा जो पार्ट आहे हा क्रॅनियम आहे आणि इथून हा पार्ट जो आहे तो हा चेहऱ्याचा आहे. सो cranium bones are the 8 which forms the cranium, while facial bones which form the face, they are about 14. Now concentrate on first, that is cranium bones. Out of these 2 are paired. This is the parietal bone and this is the temporal bone. So this parietal and temporal, these are the paired. So in short, remember that is PT bones are the paired, while unpaired bones of the cranium, first it is the frontal. First it is frontal. Second bone it is the occipital. फ्रंटल बोन्स फ्रॉम द फोरहेड रिजन जो तयार झालेला आहे हा फ्रंटल बोननी आहे, अँड दिस फ्रंटल बोन इज फ्लॅट इन ह्युमन बिंग. इन दिस टॉपिक इव्होल्यूशन we want to focus on the difference between the human and ape. In that we can observe in human the frontal region, forehead region is broad, while in apes it is the short, narrow. So this is the frontal bone. Now posterior part of the head is made up by the occipital bones, and these occipital bones protect the occipital region of the brain. So it is the occipital, it is also a single. Then there is a bone, it is termed as a ethmoid. It is ethmoid. Ethmoid is a single bone present below the frontal bone, above the nasal bones, in between the two orbital ridge. So this is the ethmoid bone. Ethmoid bone, it is a spongy bone, consists the small spaces. This is the ethmoid bone. While one bone which lies at the junction of frontal, parietal and temporal, it is termed as a sphenoid. It is termed as sphenoid. So sphenoid is a single bone present at the junction of frontal, parietal and temporal. This sphenoid bone internally consists one cavity termed as a sella turcica cavity, and this sella turcica cavity receives the pituitary gland. So pituitary gland present or lodged in the sella turcica cavity of sphenoid bone. कंट्रोल अँड कोऑर्डिनेशन मध्ये हार्मोनल कोऑर्डिनेशनच्या वेळेस पिट्युटरी ग्लँड डिस्कस करताना हा रेफरन्स येणार आहे, सिला टर्सिका कॅव्हिटी ऑफ स्फिनॉइड बोन. सो total our cranium is made up by 8 bones. These parietal and temporal are paired, while frontal, occipital, sphenoid and ethmoid, they are unpaired bones, and these all bones are connected with each other by a joint. It is termed as suture joints. So which joint connect these cranium bones? It is suture joint. So this is about the cranium. Most important function performed by cranium bones. Cranium bones protect the delicate and most vital organ, that is the brain. So protective in nature. Now concentrate on the face. When you focus on the face of the human being, it is the orthognathous face. उभा चेहरा आहे, orthognathous आहे, and this face consists 14 bones. Out of these 2 are unpaired, while 6 are paired. 2 unpaired आहेत आणि 6 paired आहेत. So first concentrate on the paired bone. So paired bone, first the bone present in the orbital cavity. Orbital cavity, it is termed as a lacrimal bone. Which bone? Lacrimal bone. Orbital cavity मध्ये डोळ्यांमध्ये bone आहे, that is the lacrimal bone. This lacrimal bone encloses the lacrimal gland. Then the nose is made up by the bone, it is termed as a nasal bone. It is termed as a nasal bone. Our nose is made up by the 2 nasal bones, that is right and left. Inside the nose we can observe the nostrils, and nostrils lined by the bones, that is the inferior nasal conchae. That is the inferior nasal conchae. Then the bone present at lateral side of the nose above the upper jaw, it is termed as a zygomatic. It is termed as a zygomatic. So zygomatic, these are the outgrowth or swellings, it is termed as a zygomatic bone. Now below the zygomatic we can observe the upper jaw bone, and this upper jaw bone, it is termed as a maxilla bone. It is termed as maxilla bone. This maxilla bone, so this is the maxillae, and this maxillae internally consists the internal bone. This is termed as a palatine. So palatine, it is a paired bone, ज्याला आपण टाळा म्हणतो. Upper jaw is made up by the 2 bone maxillae, which encloses the bone, that is the palatine. And so this palatine, maxillae, zygomatic, inferior nasal conchae, nasal and lacrimal, these are paired bone. हे 6 paired आहेत. So it is termed as a total 12 bones, while unpaired are two, mandible and femur. So this is the bone, it is a single bone termed as mandible. It is termed as mandible, and you know that mandible is the only movable bone of the skull. Skullचं मूव करणारं bone जे आहे that is the mandible. Other bones does not show the movement. So mandibles form the lower jaw, and last bone that is unpaired bone, it is termed as a femur. Femur is a plow-like bone present in between the टू inferior nasal conchi. Inferior nasal conchiच्या तिथे हे plow like bone आहे, and this plow like bone is termed as a femur. It is a single bone. So 2 unpaired and 6 paired, total 14 bones form the face, while 18 bones form the cranium, and cranium bone and facial bones form the skull bones. Total skull bones are 22, which forms the skull. Now focus on the next, that is the ear ossicles. Ear ossicles are the bones which are present in the middle ear of the human ear. Human earच्या middle region मध्ये हे bones present आहेत, ear ossicles. These ear ossicles made up by 3 bones, that is pair of malleus, pair of incus and pair of stapes. Means right ear consists 3 bones, left ear consists the 3 bones. So that is the malleus. First malleus, it is the bone, so it is somewhat hammer like. Bone is hammer like. Then that is the incus. Incus is the bone, it is somewhat incus, it is the anvil like bone, while steps it is the stirrup like. So hammer like bone is malleus, anvil like bone is incus, while steps is the stirrup like, and it helps in the conduction of sound waves, while works as an amplifier. So one more function of the bones which helpful in the transmission of the sound waves. So these are the ear ossicles present in the ear, that is malleus, incus and steps. And here the peculiarity of steps, you know that steps is the smallest bone of our body, smallest bone of body, that is the steps. While third bone, that is the hyoid bone or tongue bones. This is third type. This tongue bone or hyoid bone present at anterior region of the larynx. Larynx is a sound producing organ present in the neck region, and above the larynx we can observe this tongue bone or hyoid bone. These tongue bones consist the lesser horn and greater horn. These are the outgrowth. These short outgrowth are the lesser horn or cornea, while the greater horn or cornea present. These tongue bones or the hyoid bones provide attachment surface for the bone muscles present in the neck region. So total 29 bones forms the axial skeleton, 22 skull bone, 6 ear ossicles and 1 hyoid bone. So total 29 bones present in the anterior region of the axial skeleton. So here we complete the first half of the axial skeleton.